A Soviet-made, American-owned Mig-23 Flogger, by its NATO name, crashed as part of the Yankee Air Museum's Thunder over Michigan Airshow at 4:15 p.m. on Sunday. But what's the rest of the story behind the Mig-23? Hi folks, and welcome back to the Storm and Cellar. As you can see by the footage taken by an observer of the airshow, the single-engine Mig-23 flying out of Willow Grove Airport was in a left turn when apparently the engine stopped. The FAA will, of course, investigate the accident, but it appears there could have been fuel starvation to the engines. When you see the explosion, there's a big fireball, which indicates the aircraft was full of jet fuel. It didn't impact anything that would have caused that kind of a petroleum fire, as indicated by the huge black plume of smoke. The Mig-23 was not only known to be very difficult to fly, but also suffered from numerous technical failures. Its R-29 engines had a short lifespan and tended to overheat, and in this case, the fuel tank system had serious design flaws that were reportedly fixed only on later Mig-23 models. Now, I have to say, this was a miracle no one was injured when the aircraft impacted the ground. According to the FAA's registry, the plane that crashed was registered to Dan Filler from Texas. The aircraft cost approximately $1.4 million and was the world's only privately owned MiG-23 Uniform Bravo fighter jet, and with a tail number of 8107. The plane was manufactured in 1981 and was incidentally used in several conflicts, including in several missions in the Middle East. This specific model had two tandem seats, front and back, and could be used for strike missions, reconnaissance, or target designation. The jet variant's first flight was in 1970, and more than 1,000 of these jets were produced. Now, the United States Air Force reported downing 8 Iraqi MiG-23s during the Gulf War. It's definitely an old fighter. The MiG-23 has an old radar and terrible visibility from the cockpit. It has poor turning capability, and compared to modern fighters, it's terrible. It's seriously obsolete against the F-15s and F-16s when they came out nearly 40 years ago. My first look at the MiG-23 was in 1991 while attending a Coast Guard cutter commissioning ceremony at Key West. I heard a jet fly overhead, and my first thought was that it was an F-111. I mean, what would a MiG be there, right? However, it turned out to be a MiG-23 and the pattern to land over at Boca Chica, located at Naval Air Station Key West. As it turned out, it was Captain Orestes Lorenzo Perez, who was defecting to the U.S. at the time. Perez later was flying a Cessna 310, made a daring rescue of his wife and kids back in Cuba. It's a pretty interesting story. You need to check it out. Okay, I'm looking forward to the FAA's report on the actual cause of the MiG's crash. What do you all think about the MiG-23? Leave your comments in the comments section below. And hey, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends and enemies. So until next time, make sure your takeoff and landings equal.